little morning activity to go get some fuel from the fuel dock here at this marina. Hey, I'm Josh. I've sailed from Annapolis, Maryland to the Bahamas. It's been partway solo and partway with friends. I'm now in the Bahamas and joined by my friend Dave for a few days as we head back to Florida. This week we're in the Exuma Islands, a boater's paradise with turquoise blue waters. So sit back and enjoy a little piece of tropical paradise and be sure to hit that subscribe button for more content. Alright, so this week we're here at Staniel Cay. It's probably most famous for this, Pig Beach. Here's a view of Pig Beach from where my boat is anchored. So after I got some fuel from the fuel dock, which you saw in that intro clip, I decided to jump in the water. I wanted to check out these pigs firsthand, so I swam the 100 meters or so over to the beach. I was hoping to get there before the tourists arrive, but no such luck. The tourists, well at least before COVID, flocked to this place like crazy. I'm actually not sure why it's so popular. It's a bunch of hungry pigs begging for food, but apparently it has been the top tourist attraction in all of the Bahamas for the past few years. Now there are several legends as to how these pigs ended up here. Some say it was a shipwreck nearby and pigs swam to the shore. Most likely, and a more realistic explanation, is that a farmer from a nearby island started squatting here and using the land to raise his own pigs. Over time, as boats came into this beach, tourists started feeding the pigs, and the pigs got used to it, and even started swimming to the boats knowing they'd get food. Now they expect it, and they can get quite aggressive wanting food. Like I said, some people just love this place. Instagram selfies galore. And, as you can see from this clip that I really like, the pigs seem to be flourishing. I head back over to the boat, here, to catch up with Dave, who's about to eat breakfast. Kind of sharing life secrets of Dave. And he's got all the secrets to life of how to look young and be able to pull up the anchor like it's nothing. So what do you eat? What's your diet like?
What's my diet this morning? Cerelac, baby food. Good for you. Every known nutrient to mankind, and then some, yeah? Throw a little bit of apple juice in there. A little bit of yogurt, yeah, and I'm still growing.
And then what's your other philosophy on dieting?
Eating natural foods. Very little, yeah, little or no preservative in them at all. And that way your body feels, yeah, your body should feel natural. If it's got preservatives in it, it's not going to feel natural. Hey, 79, no glasses. 100% hearing.
Never been to the doctor?
Haven't been. Last medical was 50 years ago. Never been in a hospital since. But I might get taken by a shark tomorrow. Yeah, or run down by a Mack truck. Yeah, so.
Not many Mack trucks around here though.
Well, you know, it could be a surprise. Yeah. So, a Vietnamese woman once said to me, if you have to wash your plate with hot water, you should not have eaten the food on it. If you have to use hot water to wash your plate, you should not have eaten the food that was on it. Yeah? Which means to say there was too much fat in the food. She was 108 years old, yeah, and still working in rice paddies. Yeah, that's so. But that meal That should last you all day, yeah? Depends what you're doing. But that should carry you through all day.
So now that Dave is pumped up on baby food, we're about ready to get underway. We're going to leave from Staniel Cay and we're going to go to the second northernmost island in the Exumas, Highbourne Cay. All right, so we're getting ready to head out. We're going to leave this Pig Beach area, and I want to go through a typical day of moving to the next location. Right now, Dave is checking the oil, and that's critical before going underway and starting up the engine. What are you finding out there, Dave?
We got plenty of oil. We're good. The baby's good. Dead.
Oil looks good.
Oil looks good.
And we also...
Water's good.
We check the water, the coolant, to make sure that's good.
And we go ahead and check for any water in the bilge.
Looks good.
Looks good. Look at that. Oh, man.
Yep, nothing there.
Look at that. Mast still standing. Yeah, mast is still standing. We're doing well. Boat is looking really good for today.
Another small project before we leave. We work out a better way to tow the dinghy.
What we're doing is pulling, instead of towing the dinghy from your rubber strap in the front, which will pull out eventually, we put 2 lines through, straight to the back of the dinghy, cut into the backboard. So when we're towing now, we're actually towing from the stern of the dinghy, all the way to the stern of the dinghy, being pulled up the front on this rope here. You're not going to hurt the lines or anything at all now. You can lift the dinghy on this one and everything.
So he's tied this rope through the front, goes around over here, goes up back to the back, and it goes through. There's 2 holes back by the engine.
Actually tows the dinghy from the back of the dinghy instead of pulling all the weight on the fixtures at the front of the dinghy, which just may pull out, and we end up losing the dinghy and having to swim ashore. So. Okay, before we take off, we're going to take the outboard off the dinghy. Yep, because we don't want to be towing the dinghy with all that weight on. But also, because this tagline is so long, if we take off the anchor and we have to back up, this line will sink. It's not a floating line. So we bring the dinghy right up as close as possible to towing, and that line is not too long, that it won't go underneath the boat and go on the prop. Ballast. Yeah? So we can let it go after, once we get underway. You're better off if you're towing a dinghy anytime to get a floating line. And that's so if you're backing up, if the line's too long, it'll sail the surface and shouldn't go underneath the boat, to go around the prop. Got it?
Got it. Okay. Close the hatches here in case we get any kind of waves. Right there. Okay, that. All right, about to fire up the engine. Let's see if the water pump's working well. There we go.
How's that water coming out?
Looks good. That's the water pump. Oh, there's the nurse shark right there. Big nurse shark right there.
Going under.
Now pulling up the anchor.
Okay, you took the bridle off.
Got that bridle off.
Dave's getting the initial slack out of the chain.
Alright, so now we've gotten it tight, so I'm going to go back to the helm and start directing the boat toward the anchor. That way it's easier to pull up.
I'll actually motion you around. Yeah. Anchor's out over there. Yeah?
Okay. I'm going to put the boat in gear. I'm moving forward to create slack in the anchor chain. And just like Popeye with his spinach, Dave's baby food has given him special powers to easily pull up the anchor. So now it's straight down, essentially.
Yep. It's got a lot of sand on it, so.
This is how anchoring should work with two people. A lot different and faster than when I pulled up anchor by myself a few episodes back. Okay, now since we're off anchor, I gotta get back to the helm, make sure we're not gonna float into somebody else's boat.
This is showing you the magenta lines in our courses now. And that's, so back in the good old days we had to plot these lines out past sandbars and everything else. The first ones of these just had waypoints, no maps. And that until we had to lay all our positions on our charts and go from point to point to point. A lot of boats ran aground and there was hardly any boats out here then also. Now with GPS it makes it so much more easier.
And we're underway. It's about 45 nautical miles to Highbourne Cay. Having a little fun for the camera, you've always got to take some time to laugh. Actually, it was very nice sailing conditions, just a bit windy for the camera. Arriving to Highbourne Cay. It's the north end of the Exuma here in the Bahamas. There you go. It's probably windy so you can't hear me, but we're trying to anchor right up here. And then we might go into the yacht club for a quick bite to eat or a drink, see what the island is about. Dave knows, of course, like everywhere, Dave knows the owner of the yacht club or something, so we're trying to say hi to him. I guess they got a super high-end restaurant at the yacht club. Trying to show you what I'm doing from the head. Dave's at the bow. He'll point me in the direction where we want to anchor. I now put the boat in neutral, and once we stop forward momentum, Dave will drop the anchor. He's looking down to make sure we don't drop the anchor onto a coral reef.
He's now setting up the bridle. It looks like some nice sea life just right under the boat, so I'm going to jump in the water and check it out. Okay, here's how you shower on my boat.
God, cold water. Freezing cold water. Gotta get a wig, yeah.
We're checking out this private yacht club on Highbourne Cay. High prices on Highbourne. There's only one restaurant at the yacht club. Nice sunset, and that's it for this episode. A little taste of our day from start to finish. See you next week.